Welcome to the Las Vegasville podcast, brought to you by Jump Studios, where we cover topics related to everything happening around Sin City, including the social media scene, food, and a whole lot more, with some of the best, most popular accounts around the city, and talk about their success in Vegas and beyond. I'm your host, Philip Zhang, aka Las Vegas Phil. Check me out on IG or TikTok, and feel free to text or leave me a voicemail at 702-551-4445. On with the show. I am super excited for today's guest. According to Adobe, in February of 2022, YouTube is actually the second most popular social media platform, with Instagram at number one. But I think for most people, including me, there's more emotional investment in YouTube because you're not watching 10, 15, 16, 60-second clips. It's like 15 minutes, 60 minutes plus, where 1 minute on Instagram feels like a lifetime. Why is it that so many people can't commit when looking at a video on their phone long ways versus portrait? I feel like I'm settling into something when I'm watching it and wide. For most of the last decade, it felt like the majority of Vegas vloggers on YouTube didn't actually come from Vegas. But in recent years, there has been some awesome homegrown talent that has come up, and one channel that's been blowing up with her unique and really cool way of presenting Sin City through her lens in an honest and an authentic style, which to me is a huge reason why she's so popular, is Norma Geli. Is it Jelly or Heli?
So you could say either or. I'm cool with Heli or Jelly. It's basically English or Spanish.
Right, because you said it both ways.
I like Norma. We're talking English, so Norma Jelly's fine.
All right, since we're speaking English, okay. Norma Geli, who has been at this for a little over 2 years now, recently surpassed 100K subscribers and is currently at 102 on YouTube. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Already 102?
Yeah, I think today.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, so congrats.
Thank you.
Congrats on the huge milestone. What does it feel like? How does it feel to have all this work that you've done the last 2 years, 2+ years, kind of pay off like this?
I'm very grateful. I honestly did not think I was going to get here this fast. Like, when I started, I was like, okay, my goal is to have 10,000 in 1 year. Like, in 1 year, I think I got to 50,000 or something like that. I was like, oh, okay, nice.
Okay. And so now that you're here, do you feel, is there relief? Do you feel more pressure? What do you think?
So I definitely feel like I have more responsibility now, because I feel like 100,000, yes, it is a big step. So I feel like I almost have to prove myself of why I deserve to have that 100,000. So I feel like I can't just let me just make this simple video and put it out there. No, I have to put work into it and prove that hey, I'm good at filming, I'm good at making videos. I know what the heck I'm talking about when it comes to Vegas. So it's a lot at once. So yeah, definitely more responsibility.
That's interesting, because I think a lot of people would say you don't have anything to prove because you did all this great work to get here.
I guess, but I still want to obviously grow. Like, I remember when I was I was about to hit 100,000. Yeah, I was freaking out a little bit, but I was like, it's 100,000. It's not a million. Calm down, But then it's to other people, 100,000 it's amazing. That's basically what 2 Allegiant stadiums. That's insane.
Yeah, and it's so interesting because you look at the numbers on your phone or on the computer, and it's just a number. But if you really think about
exactly, and then not everybody that watches is subscribed. So I think it's kind of maybe 40% of my viewers are subscribed or something like that. So it's add on a whole nother Allegiant stadium right there, at least.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I think about that a lot too. The times in the past years where I don't give a thumbs up to the video, I just watch twice or didn't subscribe, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I feel like it takes a lot for me to subscribe to somebody. I will probably watch about 10 videos before I really decide to subscribe to somebody.
Interesting. Your most recent video, which all the fans know comes out on Friday mornings, This is Vegas, is wonderful. I feel like it's like a love letter to Vegas, to the viewers, and to yourself. In the video, you mentioned it's been 829 days, 799 since the first post, 100 uploaded videos, and 42 live streams, 13 collabs, countless memories. What a ride. Through all that, where do you think, I mean, do you think you're still at the beginning? Do you where do you feel like you are now in the whole sense of things in Vegas?
Oh man. Well, first let me say I love how you said that is like a love letter to Vegas myself, which yeah, like I'm not gonna lie. I do obviously write all my scripts. I write everything, and it's like if it's making me if it's making my eyes water, it's working, you know? So it's like I want the same feeling on somebody else. You know, and I'm not trying to say like I'm trying to make people cry, but it's like I want people to feel. I want to say, yeah, I mean, I would love to say that I'm like in the beginning because, yeah, I mean, a lot of these other like videos that I did were very limiting because when I started, it was like back in quarantine days and I was very, very limited and I couldn't do a lot of things. And a lot of these videos I waited because I was like, I want this specific video to do really well, so I'm going to wait until I'm better at editing, I'm better on camera, and so forth. So now a lot of these videos that I have waited for, I feel like are going to come out now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, because you weren't, for some reason, it just wasn't ready.
I didn't feel ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, like for example, like when I did that video, I took a subscriber out on a date. I had that idea since like day one. And I was like, I want to eventually, you know, build enough subscribers so that way it's kind of like when I do that video, it's special. And I wasn't very good at storytelling in a sense just yet. So I really waited a long time for that video. And then finally, like, the day just like came and went and I was like, wow. Like, and still to this day, that's one of my favorite videos.
Yeah, it's such a cool video, and all the jealousy coming out of the comments was unbelievable.
Yeah, it was funny, but yeah.
So going back to saying you were talking about your first video, which came out in May 7th of 2020, it was the quarantine tour of the Strip, which I love because it's an amazing capsule in time that will never, ever happen again.
Oh, God, I hope not.
It can't. You've refined, I mean, your storytelling, everything, editing. But the thing was easy to see for me was the natural talent, even from that video. Would Norma Geli's channel even have happened without COVID-19?
It's sad to say, but no, it wouldn't have because the only reason it happened was because, you know, you're at home, you're stuck at home, you know, you have nothing to do, you're watching TV all freaking day. I have no idea how many movies and like shows I binged through. But like, yeah, I remember like watching TV and I told my roommate at the time, I was like, hey, like, let's go somewhere. Like, where do you want to go? And she was like, what? And I was like, here, come sit with me. And I said, what's a place you've always wanted to go? And we both said Napa. So I literally just look on YouTube. I put up my trip to Napa. And we just started from there. We got into like Chicago, LA, New York, France, like all these other places. And eventually, yeah, it got to Vegas. And then that's when I saw like, oh, like, you know, the videos that I wish I could see aren't there. But yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I didn't know if I was going to get my job back, you know, after quarantine, which was, I was a concierge. And I did get my job back. But at the time, you know, it was like April, March. I didn't know if I was going to get my job back. So, I mean, I had kind of researched and I saw that YouTubers can make money. And my roommate had said, like, well, why don't you do, like, you know, a YouTube for Vegas since you're a concierge, you know, a lot of things. And, you know, there was like wine involved, obviously. Make the best decisions with wine.
Right.
But yeah, I was like, you know what, you're right. And I literally pulled out a notepad and right there on that night, I had 50 topics. Like already, I was like, what? This is like insane. And then obviously, like I still had friends in like the concierge community. And I kind of hit them up and they kind of helped me with some too because, you know, like they know a lot too. But yeah, like before quarantine ever happened or COVID and all that, like I was super busy in the concierge role that was very much involved. I was trying to become president of the Nevada Concierge Association.
Wow.
Yeah,
I was the rings and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah, I was trying to do the La Clay Door, but no, it's called the Southern Nevada Hotel and Concierge Association. I was trying to become president of that thing, and I remember I was trying to run, not for president, but I was trying to run for like the board, like to be a member of the board in July 2020. And So obviously, with quarantine, you take a step back, and I didn't think that, that's not possible anymore. So I had to kind of like shift. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like if quarantine would have never happened, I'd still be in concierge right now.
That's unbelievable. And the momentum kind of picked up. Well, it seemed from my point of view, it came pretty quickly. Like even by the 9th or 8th, 9th, 10th video, people were telling you like they recognized you and they loved your videos. And so many people, spend years and years uploading shit all the time. I mean, what do you think for you? I have my reasons why, but what do you think personally for you is the reason why you had such big growth?
I think it was because of the subject that I got into. So, I mean, I kind of saw the need of, people wanting to get out. So same thing like when I told my roommate, I was like, hey, let's go somewhere. Let's go to Napa and let's, watch videos. Like, I remember everybody was like, oh my God, once we get out of quarantine, like I'm going on vacation. And it's like everybody was desperate for a vacation. So in my head, I was like, okay, well, come to Vegas, So obviously, like, I knew things were going to be different after quarantine. So I was like, okay, let me show what Vegas is now after quarantine. And yeah, like the moment Vegas opened back up, yeah, obviously it took like a little bit to kind of like reopen. But yeah, people started coming here. I mean, it was the middle of summer. Like people wanted to go out.
And then you go through all this on YouTube. You finally get the call to get your job back.
Mm-hmm.
When did you go back?
It was like the last week of August. So yeah, because the strip opened up in June, like beginning of June, and yeah, like my specific job they didn't reopen until like later, like a few more months. So yeah, it was like last week of August is when I got the call back, and I came back and everything. But still, like even though I went back to work, I maybe only worked once a week. There was times where I wouldn't go back for like, 2 weeks.
So you were just on call?
Yeah, I was basically on call.
Wow.
I was, full time, and then I went down to on call, and I, barely went to work. So I was like, okay, so meanwhile, I'm going to keep this YouTube thing that I'm doing and do both at the same time. And then eventually, I had to become full time again. And by then, I was already so deep into YouTube. I was like, I'm not leaving YouTube, like the heck. So I had 2 full-time jobs, really.
So going back in August, so that the wheels were already turning at that point. Mm-hmm. That was almost never the plan for me. I was actually a timeshare concierge, kind of a different thing, completely different thing. But let's talk about the time leading up to finally making the decision. I mean, what was really the final tipping point for you to submit your resignation?
So, okay, it was one very specific video. So I did a video called, I think now it's called like Vegas Nightclubs 101. I basically interviewed 5 different people. So making a video interviewing 5 different people is a lot. It's a lot with editing. And I remember thinking like, okay, at the very end, I want to do an awesome montage of me like at the club and like, just something really cool. And because I only had 2 days off of work, and I would I would come home, do my filming, my editing, and it was just so much. I literally had no time to do that montage, and I had to get it out, still Friday, 9 a.m. So to me, I'm very strict on that. Like you are releasing that day, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts. Right. So yeah, it was like Thursday night. I was halfway through my editing, and I was like, there's absolutely no way I'm going to get this montage in, because montages take a really long time to edit. And so that was one of the things. I was so disappointed. I was mad. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I can't do the type of videos that I want to do. Like, I can't do the artistic side of it because, like, I'm so freaking busy with my other job too. I have to do these videos very simply. And it wasn't like just that. Like, at the same time, I got like a phone call from a manager. So I have a manager, and he helps me out with a lot of things. And one of them would be he helps me with like sponsorships. So that morning, so it all kind of happened at once. It's really funny. So besides that Vegas Nightclubs video, that morning I get a phone call from my manager saying like, hey, guess what? This one company wants to like do they want to sign you up for 5 months to do 5 ads for them. Oh, and don't forget you have this one. And then I had another person call me saying, hey, don't forget to sign the contract for this one. And I think it was all in that moment that I lost it. I told my manager, I was like, I think I have to quit my job. And he was like, really? Are you sure? Like, I know you've been really against it. I'm like, I know, but like, I can't do the work I want to do. It's like, it's becoming too much. And this was in the middle of me having to move out because I had another roommate at the time, and my lease was over and I had to move out. And it all, on top of that, moving out's a lot of work.
Yeah. Yeah, I never want to do it.
Yeah. So yeah, I moved out to where I live now. But basically I was like, how am I going to edit? How am I going to film? How am I going to move out all at once? Like, it was just way too much. And like, this might be a little TMI, but like, I remember I was like on the way to a haircut appointment and I was like bawling my eyes out because I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, this has become way too much. I'm stressed out all the time. I have no life. Like, I know I make it look in my videos like I'm having a blast at all times, but I had no life at all. It was a little bit too much. And yeah, like I went to my boss and I was like, hey, like before I like submit my 2 weeks, is there anything we can do? Can I just work 3 days a week, whatever? Obviously it's a corporate job. The answer was no. So I was like, okay, well, this is my 2 weeks then.
Right there.
Yeah, it was pretty insane. I did not know. Like, I know people kept saying like, oh, you're going to have to quit your job. And my answer was no, no, no. And I knew I was going to have to quit my job at one point, and people would say, no, you'll know when you'll know. And I did not know it was going to come in that form.
Amazing. Yeah, I fought it tooth and nail the whole way. I never thought I was going to quit my job either because I liked my job, but it just became too crazy.
Yeah.
Going back to what you said, you ask anyone under 25 what their dream job would be, and I think a ton of them would say YouTube vlogger. But like anything in life, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes to make it look easy, as effortless as you do. You mentioned that Friday deadline, 9 a.m., and I know you're pulling all-nighters on Thursdays. Most of the time, one of the videos that we were doing, you were texting me like 2:30 a.m. I'm up anyway, asking me follow-up questions on the pricing of dishes and things like that. What is that process like for you? So every video is kind of like you start on Sunday and then edit on Thursday and put it out Friday, or are there a few things going on?
Every video is very different because some videos require a lot of preparation where I have to involve a lot of different like businesses, and others, yes, I can just get up and do it and no one has to really be involved. But yeah, like, so if it's like a simple video where I don't have to involve too many people, let's say like this week's video, I'm going to literally film it after this. And then, yeah, once I film it, I actually send it off to an editor. And so, but because people tell me I have control issues, but this editor that I send it off to, I just send it off to him and he looks through all the footage and he brings back the good stuff and the bloopers. Because, in the end, it's probably like 2-3 hours worth of footage that, yes, it's 2 to 3 hours worth of footage, but looking at it like on your computer becomes 8 hours, 10 hours sometimes because you're looking through it and cutting it, and it's a lot of back and forth. So in order to save myself time and sanity, I send it off to him and he'll cut out the good stuff for me and the bloopers, and then he'll send it back. And then from there, I kind of cut out even more. Like only the parts that I really like. And then from there, I'll start the creative editing. So, which right now to me, that's very important because I want the video to look a certain way. So that's why, again, with the whole control issues, I want to edit the video. And even so, like when people tell you like, oh my God, the editing was so good. Like I feel good, owning that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'll edit it. Literally Wednesday, Thursdays are like my crunch days. Thursdays I probably won't leave the house, and sometimes there are days where I will edit up until 8 a.m. right when it's gonna go on, and it's so much, and yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, it's like thinking about like what it's gonna be about, if I have to script it or not, the vision I have, and yeah, it takes a lot, many days.
Yeah, and I was fortunate to witness that on the 2 videos that we did together. Obviously, I was super stoked to be on, but the most exciting thing for me was to watch all the behind the scenes and how all the work and the long hours you go through to present it in such an awesome way that you do. What's kind of like the evolution process been like for that from 2020 to now? Because, you're filming B-roll, you have a lot of ideas on of what you want to put into the video. And was this all self-taught?
Basically, yeah, you end up watching other people and you kind of see what you like and you take a little bit of chunks from, other vloggers, for example. But yeah, from like 2020 to now, way different. Like back then, obviously, I wasn't like very confident in what I was doing. And I remember I would try to just make a video. And by the time I'm editing it, I'm like, crap, I should have said this. I didn't mention this. And then that's what got me into scripting. And I relied very heavily on scripting for a really long time. But it came to a moment where I would start watching the videos and people would tell me you would make a great newscaster. And I'm like, no, that's not what I want to appear like. Right. So I had to kind of step back. And, when I would make videos that weren't scripted, the comments went crazy, positive in a good way. So they would be like, we love it when you you sound more natural, whatever. And eventually I was like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. I can't script my life. I can't script everything. And I want to get away from scripting. So I had to little by little get away from scripting. There are some days now where it's I have to script because it's a very important scene or stuff like that. But yeah, so I definitely, I'm trying to move away kind of from the list style of a video, as in oh, okay, here's the best, cheapest steakhouses in Vegas. Here's 1, 2, 3, and 4. No, I want to make it more story-like, so whether if it's getting up from the morning and what led me on to where I got to in the day. So I am trying. I can't say I'm doing it every video right now, but I'm trying. And definitely a lot of the B-roll, and this is just how I noticed the way I would edit. I would be talking to the camera and then do the B-roll after. And then now I'm like, why don't you just put the B-roll on top of you talking? No one needs to look at your face for 10 seconds. They want to look at the food, or whatever it is that I'm showing. So yeah, I feel definitely my style of editing has changed a lot, and I want it to change even more.
Yeah, and it's just little things like that as the journey goes along that makes the video even better. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's so cool. And let's talk about that big-ass camera you're always carrying around. The amazing arm workout that you get.
Oh, my God, seriously.
I couldn't do that. So that was one thing that really surprised me overall.
I know, yeah. It's trying to vlog with a camera that I have now is really hard because it's obviously I have it in my right arm and I have to have it slightly higher than my face, and it gets really tiring. And yeah, there was this one time where I asked Phil to hold it and he was like, oh my God, how do you hold this?
It was insane.
Yeah, it's you would think oh, with time, Norma gets more muscle. No, not even a little bit. It's still really hard to hold on to that camera.
And then you recently said in a video that you'd love to have a camera person with you at all times.
Yes, I would.
So do you envision maybe down the road?
I have a few camera people now with me. Obviously, I have Lydia, which she comes out in a lot of my videos.
All right, shout out to Lydia.
Yeah, Lydia's great. I know. I don't know what I'd be without her. But, yeah, I have her. I have other friends that'll, come and help. And literally all my cameramen right now are friends because I don't know if I, trust just anybody, Because, what if I hire someone and, oh, there goes my camera along with it.
Right. They have to understand the work. They have to be personally invested. And I think people like Lydia and Sandy are definitely invested.
Yeah, definitely. I know. But yeah, so if I could, I would love to have a cameraman with me at all times. Unfortunately, yeah, because, these are my friends. They have their own jobs and everything. And there's times where none of them are available. So I do have to, do a vlog style and just be there by myself. And obviously, it sucks because I can't do cinematic stuff when I'm by myself. Obviously, I can do it, but I won't be in the shot. That's the only thing that kind of sucks.
Yeah. Can you talk about maybe some of the other tasks that your friends have when they're doing a video, one of your videos? The walking shots, things like that. Is that Lydia only that can do that, or are there certain things that you feel like Lydia only Lydia can do because she understands versus some of your other friends?
I mean, I feel like I don't know if I'm very good, but I feel like I'm a good director. Like, I'll tell you exactly how to do it. But I feel like after you're with me for like a little bit, you kind of understand what it is that I want.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think as long as you're patient with me, because obviously, like, you know this, the camera eats first. So it's like the food comes in and you know not to touch it, because I need to do stuff with it. And then sometimes, and this is what I love, Lydia, is because sometimes she has a certain shot or a certain vision that I might have missed, and she'll mention it to me, and I'm like, you're right, let me get that. And then there's times where I get so much in my head where I'm like, does that even make sense, what I just said? And she'll be like, how about you word it like this? Or like I remember it was in one of the videos we were talking about, like, checking into the hotel, and it said check-in like 3 times in the same sentence, and she like caught it, and she was like, hey, you should say that again because you said this too many times. So yes, like, whoever it is that I'm with, I need you to pay attention to what it is that I'm doing, what it is that I'm saying, in order so, like, it comes out. I don't sound dumb.
Right, and that's great to have a second opinion.
Yeah.
It's great to rely on for sure. What has the YouTube Vegas community been like, and how has it changed since you've been around?
Man. Well, okay, so I do try to, like, surround myself with, like, other Vegas vloggers that live here, at least, Like, yeah, there are other Vegas vloggers that don't live here, and with some of them I am friends with. And even, yeah, the ones that do live here, we try to, like, even keep a closer, relationship, because I can't have, like, certain conversations with friends, as in, like, oh my god, my analytics did this and it's a 4 out of 10, and my any friend is going to be like, okay. But, like, at least with these people, they know what I'm talking about and everything, and other people will be like, oh no, you got this, like, you'll be fine, I believe in you. And that doesn't mean anything to me. It's like, no, I need real advice. So that's why, like, it's nice to be able to have these other friends that do the same thing that I do, so that I have someone to talk to.
Yeah, and in a lot of ways, to me, it's interesting that it's kind of like when the food stuff happened on Instagram in 2015. There was only a small group of people that could speak that same language and talk about those topics. And I feel like, I mean, so many of them, Jacob, Pompsy, Say Hi Matthew, Jorge, Vegas Must Try. Yeah, it's kind of like it's a really cool crew.
Yeah,
we have together.
We all try to, like, talk to each other, or, like, we'll come out on each other's videos, like, to support each other. Yeah, I mean, obviously there are some YouTubers that, we think very differently, so we don't, like, really cross paths and stuff like that. But
rivals?
I mean, I don't want to say rivals, because technically, like, any other YouTuber can be a rival. But it's like, there are some where you just get off on the wrong foot from the very beginning, and it's like, oh, okay, well, now we know.
Yeah, I've seen that for sure. Let's talk about some of the fans. People recognize you all the time.
Yeah.
If I were visiting Vegas from out of state, I would lose my shit if I saw you on the Strip or in Fremont. What's that been like for you?
I mean, I like it, honestly, because, you're alone, at least me. Like, I'm alone all the time, as in, I'm alone editing, I'm alone scripting, I'm alone, all the time creating these videos. So, and then because I'm by myself, I get into my head and, like, oh my god, this sucks, like, why am I doing this, and all that. But then when somebody, like, sees you and, like, gets all happy and, like, oh my god, your videos are so good, keep doing what you're doing, it's like a reinforcement. So I'm, like, very happy when somebody does come up and say hi. And I even say it in my videos, like, if you see me, like, don't be afraid to, like, come say hi. Even if I'm in the middle of, taking video, like, I'm more than happy to say hi to people.
That's awesome. Didn't someone buy your meal at Mon Ami?
Oh, yeah.
I saw that.
So it was kind of cool because, so that day, it was like a Monday morning, I believe. It was, like, really early because it was super hot. So I had asked my friend Jacob's Life in Vegas, to come with me and helped me film because there was like certain shots that I needed. And thankfully, you know, the restaurant put us like right up against the railing. And I guess so many people would like pass by and notice me and ask for pictures, and it was really cool. Like they would come up to the railing and I would kind of have to like bend over and take a picture with them. So that was really cool. And then yeah, there was like this family that like came up and took a picture with me like right there off the railing. And then like a few minutes later, I guess the dad of that family like came into the restaurant and like came up to me. He was like, "Hey, I would love to buy your breakfast." And I was like, "What? Like, no, you don't have to do that." He's like, no, for real. I was like, "I would love to." And I was like, "Oh, well, I mean, I haven't asked for the check yet." He was like, "Well, grab the server." I was like, "Oh, okay." So I grabbed the server and we got, he took care of my bill. I was like, that is so sweet. Like that was great. I was like, at first I was like, what makes someone just want to like come up and buy your breakfast? And I asked a few friends about, they're like, well, they just feel like that grateful for your videos and how much you helped them. And I was like, well, okay. And what was really funny is that after he bought my breakfast and he left, the server came back like a minute later and she delivered this creme brulee to my table. And she was like, "Oh, that couple over there just sent you a creme brulee." I was like, "Oh my God, okay." Like, awesome. And that was actually a really good creme brulee too.
Amazing. That's so cool. But yeah, going back to what you were saying, like you live in a bubble, you have no idea what's happening outside, and when you go out,
Yeah.
you know, all this starts coming at you. And I think that's an amazing way. It kind of reaffirms, you know, all the work that you put into it, all the vacations that you've helped planned for all these people.
It's crazy. Like, I have had people who tell me, like, I would have never come to Vegas, but I saw your videos and it made me come. Or, like, I've had people, like, I would run into them and be like, "I moved to Vegas because of you." And I was like, "What?"
Wow.
I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Well."
No pressure.
Yeah. I was like, "Well, okay." Well, I don't know. It's just, it's kind of cool to see how, you know, my work can impact somebody, you know? And I feel like what I want to impact the most is the small businesses, because there's a lot of places that I really love, and it's like I would hate to see that small business go out of business. So I will, you know, promote them and all that, and you know, I just want them to be busy. I want, like, the pizza spot over at a Hard Hat Lounge, Gorilla Pizza. Like, I freaking love them. Like, I remember, like, when they first reopened, they were only open for, like, a few hours, and they were closed, like, 2 days a week. Now they have, like, so many more employees, and they're open every single day. And, like, I think the owner even told me, like, yeah, I've had to, like, get, like, a lot more dough, a lot more pizzas. A lot more employees, you know, because so much more business came to them. And
Yeah.
I was like, yes.
Let's go quick into talking about your Instagram. You have 25K on Instagram. Some people kind of show similar stuff from their biggest platforms, and I love how you've curated something different. Can you talk about your approach to Instagram and, I mean, not going perhaps more of a common route that a lot of YouTubers would?
Yeah, so it's kind of funny because I actually started my Instagram first before I started my YouTube. So if you guys do watch my This is Vegas video, so I kind of briefly talk about it. Basically what I say is that I was at Sky Bar, the one at Waldorf Astoria. I was hanging out there with my friend, and, you know, we both said, like, up here, obviously there's drinks involved. Up here we felt like anything was possible, and I knew I wanted to, like, do something. And so I was like, okay, I don't know what to do, but let me start. I was like, maybe should I go through, like, the influencer side first? So I was like, okay, let me do this. Let me do pictures of, like, me and something in Vegas. So that's really all my Instagram started at first, but then I was like, no, I kind of want to add funny quotes to it. So if you guys read all of my quotes to every single one, I'll try to make a funny quote to whatever the picture is about. So, because I remember, like, people started, like, messaging me and saying, like, I actually get, like, really happy, like, when you do post, and I look forward to your post because I want to see what funny quote you're going to put. So, yeah, it's something completely different. Like, I know a lot of people tell you, like, oh, just grab your latest YouTube video, make a reel out of it, and just put it on your Instagram. And I've heard that advice countless times.
Yeah,
and
that would
and
be the
not a
standard.
bad idea. It's not a bad idea. It's just I'm really bad at making reels. I don't even know how to make a reel, honestly. So, but yeah, so that's just what I've been doing, and I kind of make it more as like it's obviously my personal Instagram now. So, whatever it is that I do, or like if I want to complain about something, I just put it on my stories. But yeah, every single thing that has to do like on an actual post is just me in Vegas.
I think it's a great add-on for fans,
Mm-hmm.
a completely different side and info about you. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah, because I know I have seen some like YouTubers that have their Instagram where it's like, well, if I'm already following their YouTube, why do I have to follow their Instagram? It's the exact same thing.
Right.
So I was like, okay, well, maybe this would be something a little bit different.
Very cool. So we're going to go into some random questions. I'm just going to fire away.
Okay.
We'll go into that now. You have a Vegas time machine with a round-trip ticket, but only if you make a YouTube video. What year are you going back to, and any places you'd want to visit?
Oh, man. I mean, I would obviously love to see what Vegas was like back during like the Rat Pack time. I don't even know what year that is exactly, if it's like the 60s or 50s.
60s,
Is
yeah.
it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like kind of more what it was back then. And I guess Vegas was more about like you had to dress up. Like you cannot come in to this casino with flip-flops on.
Right.
I would love to see it back then and kind of like before, what's it called? Like the Slotzilla and like the Fremont Street area, what's it called? Yeah, before Viva Vision was even there. I think it would be super cool to like see all that area. Even though, I mean, I was technically there when I was like a really young child, but I don't remember that. But yeah, I think seeing it during that time, even during the 90s would be kind of cool. Back when it was like bringing the kids to Vegas time.
Yeah.
And I only say that because that's when I started coming to Vegas, so it'd be kind of cool to like relive it.
For sure. I ran into a 90s Vegas Instagram account.
Oh, okay, yeah.
A huge MGM Lion, the Wet n Wild, Clark Griswold, all that stuff. So, yeah, that would be an amazing time to go back. In your busy life that it is, do you consume much content at all?
I do, but not that much, honestly. Like, I know I've seen other people that, like, I go through just to look at it, like, I see who they're subscribed to, and they're subscribed to, like, 50 channels. I'm like, oh, my God, that's a lot. But, yeah, I try to watch other people that kind of inspire me, too. So, like Lost LeBlanc. He has, like, maybe 2 million subscribers. A lot of the way of my editing kind of came from him because I see he, like, throws in like 5 different shots in 2 seconds. So it's kind of to like keep the eye entertained, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I will watch like my friends' stuff. So like if it's sometimes like Pomsey, Jacob, Jaycation, Dan vs. World, I will try to watch their stuff too because they are my friends, you know. So I do kind of want to like stay involved in their lives too. But yeah, really, I'll just try to watch other really big YouTubers to try to learn something from them.
What's a spot in Vegas that you haven't been to yet, but you're still dying to go to?
Okay, so what's that one lake that's like in Summerlin? I know where Americana is, but it's like another one right next to it. It's like another fancy restaurant on that same lake. It's like
Yes, the French place.
Yeah, it's like Viz something with a V.
Which is called, it's Marche Bacchus.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know why I thought it was a V. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I have not been there. I think it'd be really cool to like go there one day. I have not gone to. Man, that's a hard one. I've gone almost everywhere.
Marche Bacchus would be cool. During Bastille Day, you know, they have the parachute into the lake.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
They have somebody parachuting into the lake. Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone hangs out on the patio and watches it happen.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I have not gone to Revea at Delano.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I've seen it because obviously you can go up there and go to Skyfall and it's right there next to it. But it just looks so pretty. Like, I would love to be able to, like, eat there and then, like, sit right next to the window. I have such an amazing view. I haven't gone there. It looks really cool.
Yeah,
I mean,
beautiful dining room, amazing patio.
Oh, my God. Joël Robuchon.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Robuchon's
Joël Robuchon,
amazing.
I would love to be able to go there. Because, I mean, I don't know. I obviously haven't looked at their menu in years. But I remember at one point they had a 16-course menu.
They do.
Yeah, I would love to be able to have that. Or then, like, even go into the mansions at MGM Grand. I haven't been in there. Like, I
Oh,
think
wow.
that would be super cool.
Yeah, MGM, if you're listening, what are you waiting for? Favorite restaurant on the Strip is?
Okay, so if money doesn't matter, I would probably say Bazaar Meats. Because I love steak. I really love steak. So, yeah, if money is no object, I love that place. Everything that they serve is amazing. All of their cuts are freaking awesome. That's if money doesn't matter. If money does matter, then I would say Mon Ami Gabi, which is why I put it in This Is Vegas, because to me that's like such a iconic restaurant, and it's super good. But to me, like, I love Border Girls brunch, because Border Girls brunch, it's Mexican, it's small plates, and they have all you can drink mimosas. So I think it's like my favorite brunch. Like, actually, once I quit my job, I went there to celebrate right after.
It's awesome.
Like that week, because that was the thing. As a concierge, you work weekends. I was never able to go there because it's on the weekends only, and I would work weekends. So it was like my first weekend off, and I was like, I'm going straight to Border Grill.
Awesome. Yeah, that patio is amazing. And yeah, you can't beat all you can drink mimosas for sure. Favorite hotel and resort in downtown Las Vegas that isn't Circa?
Oh, why would you do that to me?
Because I know that's going to be your first answer.
Okay, that's not Circa. I mean, dang, let's see. I mean, the D is pretty cool. I mean, the Golden Nugget is kind of cool too. Man.
Norma's vlogging as we speak.
I know. I have to like put you guys in here. Oh my God. Yeah, I think I would probably say the D is pretty cool. Oh no, what's the one that has Troy? Is it Golden Nugget?
Troy?
Troy Liquor Bar?
Oh, Troy Liquor Bar.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's kind of like, it's a bar that overlooks Fremont Street Experience. I think it's gold.
It used to be called Gold Diggers, right?
I don't know, but I know it's Troy.
All right, let's look it up.
Troy, like the movie.
Gold Nugget. Yeah, it used to be called Gold
Oh,
Diggers.
okay. Yeah, I really love that. But
yeah, that is a great place.
man, I mean, I probably would say if it's not Circa, I think the D, just because it's centrally located. I like the bars in there, and it has Andiamo's.
Yeah.
And Andiamo's is pretty cool.
Right. Highly underrated spot. Really good. Do you ever gamble?
No. So I know people say, like, how do you run a YouTube channel that's all about Vegas and not gamble? Because I've never gambled a day in my life. As a kid, I would come with my family, and none of my family were gamblers, so we would do everything but. So to me, coming to Vegas and not gambling was a very real thing. I know people think as Vegas is, oh yeah, you come to gamble, you go to buffets, and you party and drink, whatever. But no, like, gambling has never been a thing. And then even when I was old enough to gamble, I would hang out with friends and watch them gamble and lose $200 in 2 seconds. I was like, what? You're like, no, why would I do that? And then watching them gamble gave me anxiety. And I just like, no, this is not for me. And then even sitting there at a slot machine, gambling your money away. It's like, no, I work hard for my money. I'm good.
Totally. I get that too. And I love that you don't feature any gambling. There's just so much stuff to do in Vegas now without hitting the pits, without doing all that.
Yeah. I mean, I would eventually want to do a video about showing how to gamble, because again, it's a Vegas channel. But just because I show how to gamble doesn't mean I'm going to go out and gamble.
Right.
Because I feel like at this point, I've lived so long in Vegas and I haven't gambled. I'm almost proud of that, Yeah. Like, I feel like I'm proud to say. I know I'm probably, like, annoying to a bunch of people, but it's like, yeah, I've never gambled, and I don't want to. And plus, it's a real vice. People come here and get addicted, and I live here. I don't want to be someone that lives here and is addicted to that.
Yeah. There's no other city anywhere in America where you see so many loan advertisements, and it's all because of gambling. So, yeah, there's a very dark side of that, and, it's kind of crazy. But I envision people getting to their hotel, they turn on the hotel channel, and you're giving the gaming lesson or something like that. What do you
That'd
think?
be kind of cool, actually.
Yeah, I think that'd be amazing.
if one of the channels was my YouTube channel, like, our things to do. I mean, even if it wasn't just me, if it was like a whole bunch of like YouTubers on things to do and all that, that would be pretty awesome, actually.
That'd be incredible. I would totally watch that. I know you're all about the tea. What is your current favorite tea brand and flavor?
Oh, Let's see. So I like I think it's called traditional medicinals. I love all of those. They have one. It's like a calming tea or like a relaxing tea. I forget, but it's all I remember is that it's purple. But yeah, I love that. I don't like black tea.
Oh,
Not really. Yeah, I don't really like black tea. Jasmine tea is okay. Like there are some jasmine teas where I'm like, oh god, no, I can't drink this. This tastes like sand. But yeah, pretty much anything that's like orange. I love turmeric, hibiscus. Yeah, like I think that's my way of getting water into me. I have to like put tea
Right.
in there. Like I even have like sleep teas. Everything.
wow.
Yeah.
And do you do boba?
I try not to just because I don't really care for sugar.
Okay.
I'm actually like, I'm not diabetic, but I don't really like sugar. And because I don't really like sugar, I think like my body has built some sort of like defense mechanism or anything to the point where like when I do have sugar, my body starts reacting. Like I start shaking and like I can't think straight. So, and I mean, but that's not a bad thing. Like I could be addicted to sugar and, you
Right.
know, yeah. But yeah, so like for example, like donuts. Oh my god, if you open a box of donuts in front of my face, I will gag, just because of the smell.
Wow.
Yeah, and there's a lot of other desserts like cookies. Cookies are okay, but like what's that one cookie that comes in that pink box? It's
Oh, crumble.
crumble.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Yeah, those are crazy.
No, like I've had a quarter of it and I'm shaking like immediately, and then it ruins my day. So, but yeah. So point is, yeah, I don't do boba because not that I won't do boba. Like once in a while I'll have it, but I try not to just because it's just so much sugar.
Yeah.
It's like can we go get tea instead?
Right, right. CelebrityQA.com says your net worth is currently $5 million.
Oh,
What do you think of that?
I mean, I wish that was true, but no, definitely no. I didn't know I was even on there. Okay.
Yeah, if you Google your name, I think like the third one that drops is net worth.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a video on YouTube
Oh my god, I hate
about
this.
which is how does that happen?
I
Why
don't
does
know.
that
I mean, I've seen that they've done that for a lot of other YouTubers.
Yeah.
Like they try to guess their net worth, but like, and I can see how they're trying to do like the math and everything. But a lot of the time, they're based on CPMs, obviously, or RPMs, and they're always wrong. Like every CPM that they've guessed on me has always been incorrect. So it's like, okay, well then you're not really ever gonna guess.
Right. So weird. We're about to wrap up. I mean, what do you envision for yourself in the near future as far as for 22, 23? What are you thinking?
I would love to be able to create more more story-based videos. Obviously, I do want to show off like still more of Vegas, but I want to show off other countries, other cities, because guys, I haven't gone on a vacation since before quarantine. I still haven't and I want to. I really want to. Like I even have a trip planned, and as much as I should take it, I almost even don't want to because I'm so busy here in Vegas. But it's like, no, like stop it. Like you need to go. Like I can't stay in Vegas forever, you know? And there are some videos, like for example, if I ever did like a Napa video, I'm gonna have to take a cameraman because
Yeah.
I'm a have wine and I may or may not be tipsy, and I need someone who is sober and who can make decisions, like, you know, if I can't.
Right, right.
So, but yeah, I just want to be able to go to other cities. And essentially, I want to be able to show people how to have fun. You know, like, people would always ask, like, what is your purpose in life? And, you know, this was me having a concierge background, doing YouTube. It's like, I'm essentially showing you how to have fun, you know? And, you know, if I want to do YouTube for a really long time, I have to get into lifestyle because I am going to eventually run out of things to show off here in Vegas. Even though Vegas is always changing, I am going to have to go into a little bit more lifestyle form and make it a little bit more about me, which I hope can go into the whole, like, how to have fun and, I don't know, just different things in life, too.
Yeah, and personally for me as a fan, I think for a lot of the fans, they're personally invested in what you're about, what you're doing, and I think they'll follow along with the journey. I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, I'm excited too, and definitely gonna need a cameraman for all of that. So if there's any cameramen out there who are willing to, help me out.
Go to Napa and be sober the entire time.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, that's a wrap. I mean, Norma, is there anything else you'd like to plug?
I don't know. I mean, I definitely have a lot of future plans. I mean, I definitely need help. I know I need help when it comes to, like, again, editing, filming, all that stuff. I want to eventually come out with merch. And I have a few ideas. I think I have a few good ideas, but because I'm still so busy, like, I just haven't had the chance to, like, make it happen yet. But yeah, there's still a lot that I want to, continue on with my YouTube. And who knows, like, if, like, I don't know about the Food Network, but, like, if the Food Network or Travel Channel was to be like, hey, want to come do a 6 months in Italy, I'd be like, yes, please.
Yeah, you'd be an incredible host, obviously. So thanks for being on. This was super fun.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Till next time.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to the Las Vegasville podcast. For more information about me and where I've been dining recently, check out my IG and TikTok at Las Vegas Phil. Feel free to text or leave me a voicemail about anything you want, 702-551-4445. Stay tuned as a new episode of the show debuts every Monday morning.